We shift our focus now to Klerksdorp in the northwest. This is where we find SABC News reporter Thabiso Moss just discuss further on the trapped miners. Good afternoon, Thabiso. Let's start with the latest figures of those now brought to the surface. Perhaps it be confirmed dead, those arrested and those still trapped underground.
Indeed, Mfundo, good evening to you and our viewers at home. Yeah, I'm just standing in front of some community members who are doing all this work of trying to retrieve those illegal miners who are still trapped underground, as we've been reporting on the story since yesterday. So you can see them, they have just come out from one of this disused mine shaft here. It's shaft 11. So these are the men who have been retrieving those illegal miners from underground, bringing them to the surface. And now it seems the operation for today, they are done, and it will continue tomorrow. What I can tell you now is that they have managed to retrieve 5 bodies today. You'll remember that they started, not 5 bodies actually, 5 illegal miners. They started with that process this morning, and then the first illegal miner was retrieved just after 9 o'clock this morning. But I'll be joined in a moment by a police spokesperson in the province, Brigadier Thabiso, and one of the community members here, a community representative, Thembile Botman, in a moment. But let me bring on to the conversation Brigadier Thabiso just to talk to us about what has been happening so far and also their role as police in this operation. Brigadier, thank you very much for joining us this evening on SABC News. 5 illegal miners have been retrieved so far. You said you are going to process them. Can you just update us on what you found out?
Yeah, no, like you correctly indicated, 5 people resurfaced or were actually assisted to come out. And we are busy processing them like we indicated. Remember that in as much as we are sympathizing with them, but then there's no way that we can ignore the legal part of it. Because at the end of the day, we must make sure that they go through the court process. So they are going to be charged, but at the moment, like the last one who just came out is currently getting medical attention.
Okay, so have you managed to speak to these illegal miners that have been retrieved?
Not really. There's just one that I spoke to, but it was not a long conversation. But at least at that time, he told me that he was happy that he was out.
So, talking about contravention of regulations, that you are going to take action as far as like contravention of Immigration Act is concerned, for an example. But what they are doing here is illegal. So, are you also going to take action in that regard?
Yes. There's going to be a charge of illegal mining or illicit mining. Then, depending on the nationality or the legal status of the individual, then obviously, then for example, if somebody is undocumented foreign national, then we will also lay a charge of contravention of the Immigration Act. But also there's a possibility that we may also add charges relating to possession of gold-bearing material in case maybe we get something from an individual. So those are mainly some of the charges that we are laying at the moment.
So is this operation continuing tomorrow of trying to retrieve those illegal miners from underground?
Yes, we are actually happy, and I think we must actually thank this brave men who made sure that at the end of the day we retrieve 5 people. So we are still going to continue the operation even tomorrow.
Are you allowing these community members to send food underground for these illegal miners?
Remember, on the basis of the brief that we got yesterday after a volunteer went down, there's nothing that we can do. We are allowing them to get something so that at least they can regain strength, so that at least by the time we come tomorrow, we are able to pull them up.
Let us go back to the process of what you said earlier about processing them as soon as they come to the surface. So when are we going to know what action have you taken against these illegal miners?
Even later today, because it's not to say we have everybody here, we have detectives here, we have everybody. Even later today, we'll be able to know as to what type of charges are they facing, and then maybe when are they likely to appear in court.
Okay. Brigadier Sabata Mokwabone, thank you very much for speaking to us this evening. That's Brigadier Sabata Mokwabone, the provincial spokesperson here in the province, talking to us about what has been happening so far since this process of trying to retrieve those illegal miners started this morning, just after 9 o'clock. That's when the first illegal miner was retrieved and brought to the surface by some community members here in Stilfontein in the northwest. As we understand from the information that we got is that one of the volunteers who went underground yesterday, he told us that there are more than 4,000 illegal miners who are still on underground, and we understand that some of them have died from the information that we got today from those illegal miners. And when we spoke to one of the community members earlier on, it's just that he's unable to join us at this point in time because he's still busy with other interviews. And he told us that this operation of trying to retrieve those miners, it might take them up to 6 months, because he said it takes them between 30 to 45 minutes just to retrieve one illegal miner from this shaft. As you know that here in Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, this is one of the areas that is highly, or that is where illicit mining is rife, from the report that was once presented by the police in the National Assembly just a few years ago. And it's back to you in Studio Mfundo.
All right, thank you very much, Thabiso. That's SABC News reporter Thabiso Moss. And at the top of 6, we'll actually have a panel discussion just discussing this very situation that's unfolding, but also the broader issue of illegal mining.